Loving Basketball.
Loving Basketball, fire though.
Corny, juicy.
That's corny?
It's cozy.
I don't think that's
it's not.
corny.
Well, he got on the shirt, so y'all understand me a little bit then.
Oh, maybe he's just corny. Maybe he do. Sorry, I'm joking.
Corny's good. Corny's good, right? You said I'm a lover?
Is corny good?
Okay, a lover. Maybe that's the word.
Oh,
Corny's great. I'm the corniest person I know.
What's corny?
Saying hello to people, introducing yourself.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm corny as hell. Ultimately, I'm the ultimate cornball.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's corny, like.
Yeah. Coming to your family barbecue with like something or like hot dogs. If you brought hot dogs to your family barbecue, corny.
You know what's crazy though? Even like I just feel like that brought something to my attention. I feel like some things be just ignorance though, and not in a bad way. Ignorance is just the lack of knowledge, right? Like bringing something that's that small. Like if you depending on where you come from, you might not know better.
Right.
It's just somebody to teach you, but you got to be acceptable. So I would say maybe being acceptable to learn.
Yeah,
maybe that's corny.
A teachable spirit.
Maybe that's corny then. Teachable.
Also, maybe it's just called humble, right?
Yeah. I don't want to be humble though. You want to be humble?
You got to read the book Humble. You would love it. It's ridiculous.
Who is it by?
I can't tell you the name.
You don't know the name?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
But yeah, as soon as you go to look for it, it's going to be the only book Humble. It's so good.
What is it like?
It's about the evolution of self-esteem in America. Right, and what the thought process was in bringing that word to the States, like let's start empowering people to feel better about themselves. This happened in the 70s, 80s, and all of a sudden humility went out the window, and so then we moved into this soft life culture that we have now. Where people say, I don't want to work, so it's like moving from I got a high self-esteem to I'm too special to do this to I don't want to do anything.
Wow, it's crazy. I say I don't know how I feel about humble because I feel like the humble person never win.
You're humble. You just gave us a long spiel about everything that you do every day, and you still know who you are. Humility is the ability to know who you are, no matter what people think about you.
No, for sure. 100% that's me. Like, I don't care about none of these people. Yeah. Well, I care if they support me for sure. Mm-hmm. But the people that got shit to say.
Yeah, and you still know who you are.
Yeah,
you don't have to retaliate. You don't got to explain to them or defend yourself. It's okay. But
that comes with time, though.
Yeah, it comes with time.
And that's why I had to hold off on the conversation, right? I asked you, like, what brought you here?
Well, what is this?
This is bamboo.
Okay, teach me.
This is actually, it's like a little bit of cinnamon in it.
Okay. Smells
like
good.
Vanilla abstract, I guess. She got me over here talking about like.
Let's see if let's see how it falls down the side.
Yeah. It's definitely cinnamon. Okay. Some vanilla. Like some oak, maybe. Taste it.
Cheers.
For real.
Oh, it's very nice.
You probably would know better than me. What would you say? What you taste?
This would go great in a cup of hot tea.
Really? So the white one, right?
Red Rooibos tea, yep.
The white one, I think they have a mix with like coffee.
Okay, yeah.
You drink coffee?
I do.
You can have one if you want.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's cool, man. You can have one. You can have a couple of them.
Golly.
Yeah. You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
So your question was?
I was asking like, what made you? Because I see you doing a couple interviews. I'm like, why you on this run?
Yeah, I just feel like I have something to say, and I think we all feel that way at some point, but we don't know how loud we should say it, how many people we should say it to. But sometimes you've been given a platform, you know what I'm saying? And if you experience rejection or failure or embarrassment or shame in front of a lot of people, you kind of wonder, is it okay to speak? You know, so I told myself after some time, yes, it's okay for you to speak. And the people who hear you align, and the people who don't align, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And so that's the first thing you said, right? When I asked you, before the cameras came on, and I specifically said, hold up, let's wait, because I've been learning that takes time, though. Right? So, like, it's easy because you have the time, and sometimes I feel like we have this, what we call it, hindsight bias, right? So you can look back and say, this is why, and happens for a reason, because it already happened. But when you're going through something, it's hard to understand that my voice matters. I should speak about this. Me being transparent is important. And as I was just talking, like just behind the cameras, that's something that I'm just dealing with, understanding the person I'm talking to. Because some people are going through that, and they don't want to be transparent. And as much as I know how it can help people, if story matters, they might just not be ready and they don't understand it yet. And you have to have some experience and go through something to come out of it and say, nah, I do have something to say.
Yeah. 100%.
How long did it take you to really understand that?
You know what? If I'm honest, I practiced in front of God first. Like, you ever hear people be like, I practiced my speeches in the bathroom since I was 6 years old. Like, I really practiced in front of God first. And, like, when I felt like he thought it was good, then I was able to come out. So that particular practice time took me about 2 years. Like, after massive rejection, that part where I said, okay, let me not worry about what people think for a second, and let me just go into a secret space alone. It was about 2 years where I just practiced my voice. Yeah.
So how do you understand when it's your voice coming from the spirit, right? Because I think, like, even just doing my research, you spoke about, let's say specifically the Trump thing, right? You spoke on that multiple times. You spoke on it when you was going through it, right? Or did you wait some time to even respond to that? Because it seemed like you was speaking on, like, when it was going on, you was defending yourself.
I love that question. Okay, how do you know when it's coming from the spirit?
Right.
Because you spoke multiple times.
Break it down. Talk to me.
Just because I spoke multiple times don't mean it came from the spirit.
Right.
Right? Sometimes you get hit brutally, and if you don't take a minute to realign, recalibrate. I love boxing. I'm thinking about.
I like boxing too.
I'm thinking about, like, you know, when somebody get hit, they always go.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah.
Right, you gotta wait until you standing up straight.
Up. You might have to hold them for a second, get your breath. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta hold on to your obstacle for a second. Look at you preaching.
That's a fact. So
that you can get back up. Sometimes your obstacle puts you back into position. Right. So it took me a minute to recalibrate, and I started speaking immediately after I got the blow. Like, the next day I'm on CNN.
So you're still dizzy, kind of. You don't know.
I'm dizzy as hell.
We're talking in boxing terms.
Yo, I'm dizzy as hell.
Okay.
To the point where now if I ever look back on some of those interviews, I'd be like, I don't even look like myself. So my point is that wasn't coming from the spirit. That was coming from that moment in the boxing ring where you're holding on to your obstacle.
All right, so let me push back a little bit, because I have heard I don't want to say both, but I've heard multiple responses from you, right? And I heard two different responses.
I'm listening.
And how can I can some things you were saying immediately, I understood. I guess one of the arguments was I wanted, because you and
Travis
Green, Travis Green, right?
Yeah.
Pastor, preacher.
He is a pastor.
Right, pastor.
Yeah.
You guys did a gospel song. What was the name? It was one word. Give it to me. It was.
What's the name of that song?
What was the name of the song? It probably.
He's intentional.
Intentional. Yep. Yeah. So I know it was one word. So like y'all did intentional, and I guess your response was, bro, like, I'm trying to get our voices in front of the masses, right? Like, to, I guess, to show the world. Whatever the response was, it was like, yo, I want to get our voice in front of the world, right? And I want
to me. So is that what it sounded like I was saying? I want to be more famous.
No,
because I want to get my voice in front of the world.
Well, not even the message across.
Message.
Yeah, the message, right?
Okay.
Like, just you singing a gospel song, right? I guess you could have chose any song. You chose that. You was intentional about the song, right? It was gospel. You wanted to sing this in front of people, right? And even the song, listen to the song, it sounds like, yo, no matter what's the message in my mind, and maybe I'm just corny, it is what it is, but maybe I'm a little more understanding in the world. The message in my mind was, yo, no matter what obstacle or who's in front of our face, we're always going to be okay, right? He's intentional about every single thing that's going on. 100%. So when I heard you responding, I'm like, shit, I think it's cool. So then I do more research and I hear a different response. Like, basically, I don't want to say recanting, but like going back, like, it probably wasn't. Maybe it was a mistake. Things like
it
that.
was a mistake. Wait a minute. Just because you have good intentions don't mean it's not a mistake.
But I don't. That's why I'm pushing back.
Yeah. So
tell me why it was a mistake.
Just because you got good intentions don't mean it wasn't. My mother always says, Chrissy, you have to have more than good intentions.
Fact.
That was the epitome of that lesson.
What they say, the pathway to hell was paved in good intentions. My
pathway to hell was paved in good intentions.
Tell me why it was a mistake.
Because it had to go to hell. You know something is a mistake when you in hell. Whether or not you still living is where you find gratitude. I was living in hell for a minute. So it made me have to say, in the future, when I want people to feel better, how will I go about it? And in the future, when I want people to feel better, I'll stand on the stage that brings them peace. You can't always send a positive message from a broken place. And that's what I did. Now, Travis Green, his whole entire career or his whole entire offering is about standing in broken places. My whole entire offering is about standing in Bentleys, standing in healed places. Yes, because hip hop says we came from the bottom, now we're here. Gospel says we're at the bottom. Where do we go from here?
Right.
So when you sing a gospel song and you're a gospel artist, everything you do in the broken places.
But you wasn't technically looked at as a gospel artist, so it kind of looked like clout chasing.
It looked. Maybe you could call it that. It looked like, what the hell is she doing? Like, how is she representing us? Because I represented at the time a different audience than Travis Green. Now let me say this. The heart of me is a Christian. The heart of me is faith-based. The heart of me loves the Lord. But I had never displayed that affection for God before. And so that was the first time where I realized, oh my God, my audience don't know who I am at all.
Right.
So it's a catch-22. It's like, okay, let me be more intentional about how I present myself in the future so that when I move in the heart space, people will know that it's from my heart.
So how can you say that's a mistake then? It was a learning lesson for sure, but...
It was a learning lesson.
Mistake? I don't like that. It's your story. It's not got nothing to do with me.
No, I feel you. I feel you.
And I needed that probably.
Yeah, and people, and everybody has their different ways. The Bible says, in one part, it says it was good that I was afflicted. Like, and the point of that was like, this affliction introduced me to a part of myself that I didn't even know. I thought I had peace before I went through this. But after I went through this, I said, oh my God.
You had to really go find that more.
Well, no, I have it. And I didn't know that if I just stopped retaliating, recalibrating, trying to get myself back up in that boxing match, I didn't know that as soon as I just walked away from the scene, that I was okay. Like, I'm okay. I'm okay. And one of the songs that I sing now a lot on stage is a song I have called I'm Okay, because it just talks about, like, sometimes it takes a minute for you to realize it, but who you really are is always who you really are. And sometimes you got to just shed yourself from what you're not so that you can figure out who you really are. And that's what that did for me. It just showed me, you know what, I'm really not that bad. I just effed that up real bad. I did.
What Jay-Z say? It was one of his songs. He said the end of the verse was basically like, you was who you was before you got here. I forgot the song, but basically he said, you know the song? What was it? You remember?
I don't remember the name. I know the song you're talking about.
Help me out, man, if you remember, man. I just was looking at the song. You could Google it. Somebody, you should know.
I should know, right? Remember the first time I had to do a concert with Jay-Z, my cousins was like, yo, go to Barnes & Nobles, because back when CDs was out.
Yeah.
And go pick up Reasonable Doubt and learn every single hook.
Now you got me. No, we got to find this out.
Never
Jay-Z. Public service. No, what was the bar? Let's see. Public service announcement. We got to get this now. Like, we got to get this. It's all right, so what do you say?
No matter where you go, you are what you are, player. You can't try to change that. That's just the top.
Yeah, there we go. No matter where you go, you are what you are, player. No matter, you could try to change it, but the fact remains, like, you were who you were before you got here, right? That's basically what it says, right?
Yeah.
And perfect example, right? Like you said, like, bro, I was already. Cool.
I already had the whole piece. Like, people have always said, yo, Chris, you got so much peace. But it took rejection on a mass level for people to be like, yo, she's really as peaceful as she been acting like. Like, that's not an act. Like, once all of those interviews was over, I opened up a yoga studio. Like, I wasn't going to dwell in that negativity. That's just not who I am. And so I didn't have anything to prove. I didn't feel the need to come out with another song. I had, I think, 32 cities that I had to complete because they were already contracted. We finished those. and we went to work like laying down hardwood floors for the yoga studio. So it's just like, you know, life will, you'll go through all of these hurdles, but it always keeps recalibrating. Like you always keep recalibrating.
Man, I think, I don't know, just watching it back, first of all, it's so much, the conversation is so much deeper than like just what's on the surface, right?
Sure.
Like, I think you had one conversation about the difference of how the public reacted to you compared to how they reacted to men, right? That was one conversation. I thought that was a great conversation about how you reacted to the men that work with Trump compared to you as a woman that worked with Trump, right?
Okay, so that's other people's narrative.
That was cool. That was a pretty cool
But I
conversation.
just want you to know that's not my thought.
No, I know. No. That was a
Okay.
conversation.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool take on it.
How people react to secular
versus-
artists versus how people react to people who they think are religious. That's
another
my
one.
joint. Like, how you gonna tell me if I'm spiritual or not?
Yeah.
That part takes me out.
I just feel like, man, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like, maybe I'm too humble or corny or whatever. Because I just feel like, bro, if you ain't see that part of me, I'm multifaceted.
That's
like,
very good.
So if you ain't see that part of me, that's on you.
That's on you.
You know what I'm saying? And like, bro, I know
wish
what's up with
somebody
me.
would have told me that. I had a team around me that felt like Chrisette Michelle has contributed to the community and done all of this social work and this, that, and the third, and y'all still acting like. And they felt this need to say
Defend
I'm
it like
enough.
that.
And I was just like, bro.
That's
I
like,
had people commenting back on social media, like going into my account, like, we gotta fix this. And it's like, sometimes you can't fix stuff. You gotta let things pass.
That's like the racist saying, I got a black friend.
Yeah.
It's like, bro.
Yeah. I'm good enough. No.
It's like, bro, if you think, oh my God, this conversation is, damn, like this is so deeper than I thought, right? But that does matter about the people around you, right? Like, I have a fiance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Congratulations. By
thank
the way.
you. And one thing my girl teaches me, right, is like when she brings a problem to me, like it's about that specific problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about everything else. So when she bring an issue to me, right, and I say, but I just did this, and this, is invalidating her feelings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can see how, we're bringing to you this issue, and you're saying how you're doing this and this for the community, and like that don't got
Nobody
nothing to do with what we're
cares
talking
about that right now. Right now, you hurt somebody. I like to keep it right there. Like, keep it on the issue. You hurt somebody. Now, it may be misunderstood. It may be taken out of context, whatever. But it hurt.
And let's address that. That's it.
Let's address that. So when I say a mistake, my whole thing is like, did I hurt you?
You
I'm
misread
sorry.
the room, kind of, I guess.
I apologize. Because why not? Like, if you hurt somebody, like, and you love them, then it's okay to kind of like just be, at the very least, like, be empathetic with why
sure.
and how. At the end of the day, though, like, what really, really took me out was, and I'm writing a book, it's called Naked Abundance. I had came into this industry off the jump $1 million. Like, they just signed me for writing, they signed me for music, like, just as a kid out of college. And I'm riding in these fancy cars, and I'm going to all of these places. I'm traveling around the world, and #1 album on the Billboard pop charts, a Grammy, like, off your first offerings. And so I never faced any type of backlash, failure, embarrassment, shame, none of that. And we move into that era, and I was stripped of every single thing, including my marriage, which was of 2 years at the time. And what was crazy to me was that when everything was gone, and when everything was, I was finally in that closet alone, just in my journal, I looked at myself, my naked self, and I could only see beauty. Like, I could only see the peace that I had been practicing for so many years. I could only see the Holy Spirit that lived on the inside of me, because that's all that was left. And in that space and in that place, I felt so capable of being purposeful, of being impactful. Now it was just a matter of being creative again. And so that term naked abundance for me became so real when I got stripped and realized I was still enough.
So how do we be empathetic, right? But still own a piece of ourselves? And what I mean by that is, okay, I hurt your feelings, right? But this was something that I wanted to do and I needed to do for my people, right? This is my perspective, right? How can the two coexist, or can it?
They don't have to coexist. People don't have to forgive me.
Right.
Right? That's called radical acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
This idea that something happened, I can't change it, and it feels like this.
But
it looks like
not
this.
them, though. Not to cut you off. Forget them. How can it coexist within us, within you, within yourself?
Oh, how can I reconcile that I did something that was not perfect?
How can I stand on what I stand on, right? But still be empathetic of if it hurts your feelings. But I meant what I did was from the heart. It was from a genuine
if
place.
it hurts your feelings is a fairly short season. Right? When your mom burnt your finger by mistake while she was trying to pass you the cornbread, right? She said, "I'm sorry, baby," at dinner time. You're not still thinking about that at Thanksgiving when she passes you the cornbread. You're taking the cornbread. I'm never gonna harbor over what happened in the past. As a matter of fact, my DM is filled with, "Man, I'm sorry I treated you that way." What I look like being like, "Well, F you." And so, no, I am still purposeful, peaceful, and impactful. And if you align with that, I have everything to give you still. So the reconciliation happened after the apology, and that was it.
Okay.
I'm ready for Thanksgiving.
Okay. I asked that because when you say it's like you come off so apologetic, but almost of like when you say it's a mistake, that's what got me. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it. It's not
Okay,
again. It's
so
not
when
me.
I talk to
when you say a mistake,
men
it's like
always say this.
like I ain't like that. What, bro? I don't really, man.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Okay, so give me your advice because I'm female. Remember, I have a softness, and that softness means that I'm going to nurture you. And if you seem wounded, I light up immediately. How can I help? How can I fix it? It doesn't mean that I'm broken. It means that I'm empathetic, right?
Okay.
So empathetic is the right word.
For sure.
But a lot of times people mistake empathy for brokenness.
Okay.
I'm not, and I get that a lot too.
Okay.
So I feel you.
Yeah.
You sensing that, damn, she's over here broken over this ish. No, I'm very comfortable still getting to bags. I still tour 2 days out of the week. I'm still on the road. I still buy nice things. I still celebrate people in my family. I'm having a wonderful time. But I hear you because people do ask me that often, like, when you gonna heal from all of this? It's like, who said I wasn't healed?
Right.
So what posture do you feel like looks like I'm okay? What does that look like?
I don't know. I can't even give advice.
Should I be like, fuck these niggas?
That's me. But no, you
See, don't even look right.
I would say that, but
Man, fuck it, right? Don't even.
that would be me for sure. Man, you
But
niggas ain't even
I
know
can't
what.
even pull that off.
Facts, but, I mean, that's man, y'all niggas don't even know. First of all, talk about hindsight bias. We're gonna get back into the good conversation, but let's be a little ignorant. Fuck that, bro. People are wishing that Trump was the president now.
I'm going to bed.
I'm like, no kid. Like, everybody
Where's
had
my
something-
bag? You know what? I need a
Everybody had
shot.
something to say. And as soon as the man leave, they wishing he was back because they ain't understand what was going on. First of all, he said a lot of fucked up shit. Like, we know that. Like, we can seriously.
So you know people that wish Trump was back in office right now.
What? Niggas is the bag is different for a lot of people now, especially after COVID, right? People are saying different things, and so their perspective is different. Like, damn, I hear people say like, man, Trump was better than, you know the argument? At least Trump told us the truth. At least he told us he wasn't hiding it. What I guess that's a perspective. Like he told us, if he ain't like us, he told us right then and there. You got people who hide it, and at least I know he's my enemy, right? Like something like that.
At least I know he's. Wow.
People say, I know y'all hear the arguments. I ain't the only one. Come on.
No, I'm really listening.
So you ain't hear these conversations? You probably can't say that. You heard
No,
these conversations,
I
right?
would say-
All right, I ain't crazy.
This, at
I'm not making this up. Right? Facts. People say like, at least he's going to tell me he don't like me in my face, right? He's not going to hide it and like hide his hand or something like that. People.
Okay.
I
No,
never hear people say
I
that.
can understand that, but okay, let me say this, because this is not normal. I preserve positivity.
For sure.
Like, and as soon as a conversation is moving in a direction that seems like it doesn't make much sense, at this particular juncture in my life, I don't have space. That's cocky.
Congratulations. No,
It's
it's
you
not
know,
cocky.
I don't mean to be rude, but I just like when stuff don't make no. I just be like, because the truth is that we live in a warped system.
What you mean by that? You got-
So we live in a world's system. We live in a government that was created to keep us behaving,
For sure.
so to
100%,
speak.
yeah.
right?
Especially in the United States.
The kingdom system does not function in that space. The kingdom system functions on you're already enough. You have everything it takes to be purposeful, impactful. You there's a tribe that I've called you to. Like there's so much purpose in the kingdom system space. And we out here trying to make sense out of this crazy ass world. This world does not make sense.
So I'll tell you, go back to your question, right? We went ignorant a little bit. To go back to your question. Again, there's no advice, but my perspective would be, yo, it's like a relationship, right? So it's things that I'm going to do that's going to hurt my woman.
I'm
It's
listening.
inevitable, right? I know who I am at the core. I love me, right? I love the Lord, right? And I know the path that I'm going to be a better me, right?
Yeah.
But going through that path, I'm going to hurt some people's feelings. And I can apologize. I can acknowledge your hurt. And I can be empathetic. And I can be respectful. I can be all of that. But it's on you to forgive. I can't do that. I have to
Right.
forgive myself, right? The moment I forgive myself and I respect you and I'm empathetic to you, right? If you don't decide to forgive me, that ain't on me. You got to get right with the Lord now. You feel me?
Okay. So the question here is, has Chrisette forgiven herself for the foolishness that happened?
I guess. I mean, but I'm not coming from it from you forgiving
No,
yourself.
because you just spoke to me. I don't think I have.
Sheesh. Why not?
Because how did I miss that?
Miss.
How did I miss that it was going to hurt people?
Okay.
How did I
Okay.
miss that?
Okay.
We won't go down the list of all of the reasons why this is a bad choice for president. Like, because
Yeah,
it's the
we know
world system, it functions in the way it functions. We don't need to list that. But how did I miss that it was going to break so many people? I mean, Spike Lee had to hit me up. Questlove had to hit me up. Like, people really, yo, Chris, are you crazy?
Wait, this Spike hit you up though? Because listen,
On Twitter.
did he hit you up before? Because I think he took you out of a movie or something like
I
that.
wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, song or something.
He was going through a lot. Right? This is me being
Empathetic. Yeah.
He was dealing with a lot of stuff. We had a crazy president on our hands.
Man.
So a part of me, I love what you said. So maybe I need to forgive myself
Yeah.
for, you know what? That's good.
Cause I'm just not being super, bro. How dare you guys?
It's a good rebuke. It's a good rebuke,
Like,
Jay.
it's just I like how dare you guys?
Shot.
Like how dare you guys throw daggers at me? And look at how you responded. Like so I'm a God-fearing man by far. Like, but I'm still flawed. I'm a human. A man that knows anything knows he knows nothing at all. Right? Like I go to church Saturdays. You know what I'm saying? I don't go to every Saturday, but I'm in church. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. First of all, y'all got a nerve. People are so quick to judge somebody when they got so many skeletons in their own closet. Like who the fuck? Excuse my language, but who the fuck are you to judge me when you got so much shit going on?
I never thought about it.
And the
like
fact that people was just like throwing stones, right? Who really came to you and said, "Yo, listen, let me hear you out," right? Before you start going online to look cool, because that was the good thing to do. That was the cool thing to do.
I was always curious why my celebrity friends
So that's corny.
didn't text me. That's the definition of corny.
Where you from originally?
New York.
What part?
Long Island.
Long Island, right? So you from New York, you understand. I'm from Baltimore. Scratch religion. Let's put that to the side, right? If you're really from the streets or wherever, right? That's just stand up, bro. Like
That's
you going to the
standard.
internet to talk about me, bro. You got my number. What are you talking about?
That
This
was
is for
very
anybody.
strange. No, you're not
period.
lying. That was very strange. And these people have my phone number.
That's
I
that
actually
industry
had
shit.
honored Spike Lee a few months before that at Lincoln Center, like in black and white clothes.
Listen, man.
So it was I like this though.
And that's why when I look at it differently, and we ain't even get to the crux of the matter, right? We're just having a conversation because I still have opinions about the other side of it, but I'm a Gemini, so that's just who I am. I just feel like starting off at right.
Yeah.
Yo, who are you guys to the way they were like canceling you, whatever the case may be, right? Imagine they stood with you. Imagine if you heard me out, right? Like imagine if you did that. I ain't talking about the general population. They gonna move where the majority move. They gonna do that.
So which population you talking about?
I'm talking about the people you claim that's friends, that claim they there for you, that that they claim love you.
Yeah.
Like, so when you asking me, my perspective is like, yo, I made a mistake. At that point, I don't know. It could have been it could have been for multiple reasons of why you did it, right? Mm-hmm. It could have been your reason, what you said.
Mm-hmm. Could have been what I said.
Exactly, and that's okay. And even if I don't agree with that, I have to understand that we can agree to disagree, right? Mm-hmm. I think the core of the conversation for me outside of that, though, is do you think, and this is like, I'm a big Kanye West fan, mm-hmm. and I had to look at Kanye West and say this. I think with the slavery is a choice thing, mm-hmm. I think he was irresponsible with his platform.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, that could have been the mistake, being irresponsible with your platform, but that doesn't take away from your intentions, though.
Right, but it does. That's the issue, and that's the issue of being high profile, is if you're high profile, you use your platform for what makes sense for the people who support your platform.
For sure.
But I love this. You just get, I like rebukes because they steer you. Imagine if Chrisette forgave herself and stopped holding on to the posture of, damn, I really fucked that up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm at the crux of about to release new music. Finally, mm-hmm. It took me a minute to release music from the heart space. I'm about to go out on a tour, which is called the Soft Life Circle, like the whole idea of softening to who you really are. And I should enter that next space of my life without regrets. So I think what you might sense is, fuck, I regret that shit.
Maybe I don't even know how to word it, but if that's what it is, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing your energy more than your words, and I think that's what you might sense.
But just me being understanding, right? Let's go back to, I can understand that because like you probably was at like the top of your career.
I wasn't.
You wasn't?
Mm-mm.
You wasn't?
No, I've never been more famous than I am now.
Okay.
That shit blew me up.
Okay, well, yeah.
People from countries I cannot pronounce was calling my actual cell phone.
Yeah, I believe. I mean,
I have more streaming now than I've ever had.
Trust me.
So when they say like negativity sells or whatever it is,
it does.
I was like, guys, I'm not even famous enough to be canceled.
No,
canceled.
Bro,
canceled.
No cap.
Canceled.
No, facts.
The whole world heard me say that.
No
shit.
caps. Like it's like I feel like, I
was like, cancel you, lying.
Bro,
I sing song. I play the piano. Like, who cancels a piano player?
Yeah, like I think
that was crazy.
I don't know, that cancel shit.
So no, I wasn't at the top. I was just singing. I was just being a singer.
Okay, so.
Oh, maybe I don't understand what the top is. Maybe that concept fails me, but I didn't feel like I was special, if that makes sense. But after, I was like, y'all thought enough of me to put this much energy into canceling me? I gotta go back and recalibrate. I might be a pretty big damn deal. I promise you.
Yeah.
I promise you I had never thought of myself as a big deal before that.
For real? I mean, you had some pretty big moments, though. Like, you got one song that, like, people play at their weddings or something like that.
A couple of forevers.
Bro, it got like 50-something million views on YouTube now. That's probably a different video. You probably got way more than that.
Yeah.
You didn't think you was a big deal? Come on, cut the shit. You ain't.
Cause what's a big deal if it's not impactful? Right? Like, you know how many people's songs you know that you'd be like, who's the artist that sings that? You know what I mean? Like, I just never felt like I was making the impact that I wanted to make. I always wanted people's hearts to change. Like, people to have heart shifts, people to feel me in their soul.
You bullshit.
I'm dead serious.
No, bro. You can make somebody heart change and they don't know your name. There's a song right now called Birthday Chick, right, by Trap Beckham. I know him because I know the guy, right? Mm-hmm. But he changes he create moments for people around the world that probably don't even know him. Can you be
my motivational coach? What the hell?
No, I'm not trying to motivate you. I'm just being real. Like, I'm just being real. Like, he changes people.
I can do anything. Let's take communion. God, the name of the Father, the Son, and go.
Man, I really ain't getting my bag because he said something about Thanksgiving. You talking about you church and God, but whatever. That's another conversation, but
they told you was a preacher?
No. It's just,
you heard that before?
No. I heard people say, like, you're going to be a preacher when you get over there, some shit like that. But back to, I feel like, okay, it was. I can understand the mistake, but what I was saying was, you lost a lot, or it felt like you lost a lot in that moment.
It felt like I lost a lot to my team.
Right. It felt like
I couldn't understand. Guys, we have money in the bank.
Right.
Like, we can live off of that for a really long time.
Right. So
why are we panicking?
So I see how it could be a little regretful. Like, I understand. Like, I've lost opportunities that to this day still hurt.
What I regretted was losing the people's, like, trust. That was painful. Because you sing to people and their children. You sing out, like, you sing to humans. And I feel like when somebody comes to a concert, like, they trusting you with their vibe. To lose that trust, that hurt the most.
But that's why I say I could see how but I could see how it could be regretful. Like, y'all regret that moment because it came with a lot. So I don't want you to think I'm being insensitive because I do understand that feeling.
No, the money part wasn't. Because you can go into a different business. There's many ways. If you have if you have the power to get wealth, you can get wealth wherever you feel powerful.
Facts. But even a little bit, you might have felt like you lost your power there in that moment. Not right now.
I didn't feel like that.
Never?
No, I felt like that about the music business. I felt like, all right, that's it for music. What are we gonna do now?
Okay.
Let's bring this power somewhere else.
That. Maybe you felt like you lost the power in the music.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's a lot when you said you came into the game with $1 million. We can't ignore that. That you could, not saying you did, right? But one could feel like they lost themselves if they lost the power of the music because you just said, bro, I walked into the game getting signed for $1 million.
That wasn't my power. I was powerful, and that's why I made $1 million. The $1 million didn't make me powerful.
So you always felt like, well, shit,
Yes.
I just done with music, do something else.
Yes, absolutely. But I question.
Sheesh.
No question. Give me $20. I'll make whatever you need me to make.
I got 20 right now.
I could double it.
Nah, I need a little more than double.
Softlifecircle.com.
People can invest in that?
They can go buy tickets to my tour.
Right.
Like, any moment, ask me to make money and I will.
All right.
That's just who we are as people if we trust ourselves.
No, I was trying to make a play though, but I was trying to like give you some money so you can make me some more money. That's what I was trying to do.
But you said you wasn't gonna give it to me.
I mean, 20. I mean, I want a little more than 20. You feel me? I probably gotta give some more money.
What I'm explaining to you is that
I'm joking. She's serious. I'm joking.
Anytime, bro.
All right, say less. We're gonna get a couple dollars. We're gonna ask everybody here for 20. You're gonna give me like.
Anytime, bro.
All right, say less. All right,
Dang, now see, my ego comes alive when you talk about money.
There we go. But again, I can see how it could be regretful. I can see that. I understand, and I don't think that's I think that's a fair feeling from it though.
I think so too.
I think it's a fair
I think so
feeling.
too, but I think it's time to get rid of it. Right? Like I have this whole tattoo philosophy. I have a lot of tattoos, and the philosophy is no regrets. That's what you say when you get every tattoo. So I need to apply that to life.
So coming out, right, getting ready for this tour, doing new music and stuff like that. Are you prepared for it not to be as successful as the first time?
Y'all keep acting like I was this big, huge, successful artist. I have more dates now than I had when I first got started.
Okay.
Without a single.
Okay.
You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that I'm a big deal now. I wasn't that big before. Y'all made me, whoever y'all is, was like, oh, cancel the huge Celine Dion, Beyonce, rock
You
star
might not have been
person.
Beyonce. Bro, you act like it go from indie artist, nobody to Beyonce. It's things in the middle was a big deal.
I felt kind of, I had a song called Indie Girl and Rich Hipster. Like, that's who I am. I'm very chill.
Bro, who is this chick? She is a clone? You see want to sit up here and say she wasn't a big deal? Bro, you got another song that was one of my favorite songs. What was it?
You can't even remember it!
What are you talking about? What was it? I think it's
Right into the music.
No, that's that one. I think it's over being
Your girlfriend.
Come on. Yeah, that was
leaving.
you did songs with Jay. You did Jay-Z. You did songs with Rick Ross. Like, what are you talking about? It wasn't a big deal.
I don't measure big deal the way everybody else do. Forgive me.
I get it. We in the bag, the spiritual bag. I get it.
But that's what I am.
Yeah, I ain't
bro.
mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
It's what I am, and I'm tired of like trying to make believe. Oh yeah, I really think what somebody else thinks. I don't.
Okay, so again, outside of.
But I love to play. I mean, I will throw money at the club, like, happily.
But outside
For
of
fun.
outside of spiritual though, right? in the aspect of the business, the music, right? Outside of you, the music business, right? When we look at success, right? When we look at the masses of how they perceive you, right? The big songs that you had, right? The numbers, the streams that you did, right? Just looking at it from the tangibles. I get you,
I
right?
have been called underrated since the day I came out. I got a #1 in the Billboard charts, the pop charts, and they said this was the lowest selling #1 record of all time.
Okay, but you still had a #1.
Right, that's what you would have said. But what they said was, it's the lowest selling #1
And then you got a Grammy too, right?
that too. It was like, oh, this is a type of music we don't really get. Let's make a Grammy for this type of music, alternative R&B.
I would call it innovative.
Right,
Innovation.
and so I'm not saying that I haven't done anything, and I'm not saying that I haven't done well, but I'm saying that that's not what drives me to keep going.
Right. So
Yeah,
figuratively, right?
figuratively.
Talking about the tangibles, right? The things we shouldn't care about, that you don't care about. I get it. Do you think that would play with your ego, right? Because you're from New York. Would it play with your ego if you came out, right, and you didn't see at least some of the success that you did see, even though they tried to play what you did? Would that fuck with you? Would you look at it differently?
I'm not chasing the same success. I'm not even going to the same types of venues. I'm not even charging the same type of ticket prices. I'm not even having the same amount of people allowed in the room. I'm not doing the same type of content.
Are you doing that because you want to, or you feel like you got to? You don't have no choice.
I'm doing that because I have to. Like, it's who I am. Like, the music that I sang before, the R&B music, was music that I learned how to sing. Right? The outfits that I wore before as an R&B, outfits I learned how to wear, I was styled by the great June Ambrose. Like, these were moments where I was being taught how to be a part of R&B culture. Hip hop comes natural to me, right? I can do hip hop any day. That's probably why I have as many features as I do, because it just feels home. But so this is a tour that is about me feeling at home. The name of the first single actually is going to be called Home. Like, that's what this is about. This is about the heart. And it can always be about the heart.
So if you
But the stuff that I've been doing lately has been selling more tickets than I've ever sold.
okay, that's what I'm gonna ask. Because like, if you sold out, right, and more people were trying to get tickets, you wouldn't get a bigger venue, or you were like, nah, I wanted this to be this many.
Yes, I'm a businesswoman. But I'm also like paying attention to my niche. Right? So I'm paying attention. But okay, so here's how it works. I have events and things that I do under a branch or umbrella, right? And then my agent has events that he books me for and contracts me for.
Okay.
So the growth that you're talking about to me is about that. How many contracts am I still receiving? Am I still able to sell tickets in the venues that I'm booked in?
Right.
And that's important for business.
Right.
I'm talking about my gifting. You're talking about my talent.
Yeah, I'm talking about the business.
Yeah.
The tangibles, like
yeah. So this tour, the Soft Life Circle tour, is not about business. This tour is about sharing my heart with people. But the stuff that my agent puts together, like if you see Chrisette Michelle live I'll be here in Atlanta on July 22nd outdoors. My whole band is coming, right? We have to sell tickets to that, right? Because there's people's rent at stake, right? But I'm not putting that show together. I'm just walking onto the stage and performing with my band.
Okay.
Right. The Soft Life Circle tour is more of like, I want to share my heart with people. It's a limited amount of seats, and if you align with what I say and what I preach and what I talk about, then come through. Yeah. So success, that's not a thought over there. Success there is, was I brave enough to deliver the message? On the stage, like the stuff with my agent, it's like, yo, we gotta go ham. Everybody gotta have matching dunks, all the horns ready, the sound check, like everything gotta be perfect.
So you don't even you didn't even pay that really no mind, I guess. Like
that's performance. That's performing, right? And I get paid to perform, right? The Soft Life Circle is more like, if it's 11 people in the room, I don't care.
For real though?
No, without question. It's not a money thing.
Okay. No, I believe.
Yeah. But yeah, on the other side, no. We're not doing shows and not selling tickets on purpose. That's not a thing.
Yeah, and I guess that's the question. Like,
yeah, and so they keep adding dates to that.
So
stuff.
how do you measure where you are now compared to where you were before the whole Trump thing? How do you measure that?
I'm in disbelief because I thought that it was over. So I went and opened up a yoga studio. I started a boutique. I started a coaching business. All of this stuff. I said, let me create different streams of income because the music thing is over. Bro, I did that. And they kept calling for shows. And I'm like, but I'm canceled. And I got more calls for shows. But a record label was like, to sign you, but I'm canceled. I couldn't understand how you were canceled and being called at the same time. And finally, I was just like, okay, God, like, clearly you have a plan that I know nothing about. And that's honest. Like, clearly you're on to something that I'm unclear on. And so I just had to shut down the boutique. And I had to shut down parts of the coaching, which I had to hire a team to help me relaunch because I can't even handle the amount of shows that I have now. It's a lot.
Talk your shit. I like this.
So you're so funny.
I like that.
But it's true. It's like now it's like that part on that side, like before, like the first time, I'm just looking at from the distance, like, is that my name? I'm still in awe of moments like those. That'll never make sense to me.
So how are you being more intentional about what you're doing now, right, compared to before that moment, right?
I'm doing both. So I'm creating a platform for the place where I want to say there's hope, right? And that's what the Soft Life Circle is about. It's like,
okay,
clearly that was the wrong platform. So let me make one, right? And then let me bring in whoever aligns with it. You know, sometimes it's free, sometimes it costs, but that's my gift at work. Like, you don't have to pay me to do that. I just want to be there. But this performance stuff, like, you got to write a check.
So do you think we could have a world, or there ever will be a world where you could have kind of both, like we can have best of both worlds?
I don't know, but I ask God that all the time. I wish. I don't think so. I think that my talent is creating those R&B moments on stage and creating those jazz moments on stage. That's not even my favorite thing in the whole world to do. I'm just pretty good at it. And so what I do is I just continue to stay great at that. But I wouldn't bring in a yoga meditation in the middle of my show, no.
Or maybe even like gospel, like you wouldn't.
It doesn't resonate the same. In other words, I don't sing gospel. That type of gospel is performance. You know, when there's all of the growling and the riffing and all of that. Like, for me, that's performance. The gospel I'm talking about is, how's your spirit? Like, how do you bring your spirit with you everywhere you go? That's what I mean when I talk about gospel. But a lot of times when people say gospel, you're talking about music. All of the music that I've created that's gospel, I'm putting on at the Soft Life Circle tour with a guitar, like mad vibey, because I can't perform gospel. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right.
So yeah, I can't see how it comes together. I feel like one is work and one is my offering.
How is it now, I guess? It's like you can't even have a conversation without bringing up everything that happened. Like, how is that treating you? Like, how are you embracing that? Is it like,
yeah, because everybody's been to that place to some extent in their life. Everybody's been rejected at some point. Everybody's done something that they feel like, dang, did I mess that up? At some point. And so it really becomes a conversation about all of us, you know?
That's a fact.
You might not have made the same mistake.
That's a fact.
But you did something.
But you know, it's funny. I was talking to Zanique or whatever, T.R.'s daughter, Tiny's daughter, and she brought something up that I thought was so dope, and it's something that a lot of us overlook, and that's just the struggle from the celebrity side. Right? Let's look at John Morant. Let's look at YK Osiris, not condoning anything he did, but let's look at these young guys or young people who's making mistakes, who's famous. They're making mistakes in the public, and it's different. I thank God that I haven't got that level of success at an early age because I made a lot of mistakes. Imagine if I was famous and I had to be in front of so many people, right?
Yeah.
So I get you. On one side, it's like, yeah, we all made that mistake, but it's a difference, right? And we gotta respect that. And I feel like a lot of people don't look at the difference. Like you and I are totally different when it comes to, you can't afford to make a just an everyday mistake like I can, because I'm still building, right? And even at this age, at stage, so many things went viral, whoever you think I am, it's still a different level of when I make a mistake, only a certain margin of people want to see.
Yeah.
When you make a mistake, it's going to be worldwide.
Yeah.
Right? Talk to me about that. Does that ever seem like, I don't know, unfair? Does it ever hurt? Have you ever looked at it like, man, yeah, we all made mistakes, but like, because of who I am, I wasn't able to make certain mistakes like you guys could, like your peers, your friends, your family.
I wish I could have made more mistakes in dating, in public. Like
in public?
I had to hide every relationship. And I've had some dope relationships. But I had refused to show people me, like, figuring out love. I just felt like, y'all could have the music, right? Because I could just write another song or figure out another job. But you can't have my love life. So, like that part of being famous or a celebrity have been tough, because it's like I can't hold the person who I really want to hold hand. I can't kiss somebody in the club the way I really want to. You know, that's been difficult. And then friendships, like, people don't know who I'm friends with. I'm very private with what I hold close. I'm incredibly private with it.
You like a superhero. Like,
I don't know.
You know, superheroes, they don't show who they're in love with. So
yeah, I'm not
the
showing
villain
you that.
can't hurt them.
I'm not showing you that, because I do know that people can hurt what I hold dear. Because a man can't handle what I went through.
You said you got a divorce or something?
I got a divorce.
Was that because of what was going on?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
What do you think?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
You said you wish you would have made a lot of mistakes in public. I'm giving you the platform to make it.
Oh,
What
that's
do you
good.
think?
That's good. Not so that mistake or that experience or that situation, I was married. So when I say, like, I wish I could have, like, played around with love in public, like, before I got married, and even now, oh my gosh, like, I really like somebody, but I'm never telling anybody about it, because I see what they can do.
So when you say you wish, I don't understand.
Because everybody
wish
wants
and
their
still
love
not.
to, like, how you got to share your engagement and your pregnant wife on your social media. That's so dope. Like, you got to see her in tears. You got to see you embrace her. You got to see you say what you like. That's so. I cannot do that.
No, you
Because-
choose not to do that.
That's correct. And because the person who is involved on the other side, that's way too much pressure. Like, I can handle the pressure of ridicule. But I would never ask a man to be like, oh, yeah, come be on my Instagram and let's show them us on vacation. I just wouldn't.
I understand. I understand.
Yeah. So that's the hard part about, like, celebrity is, like, y'all think y'all see my personal life, but you don't. And I want to show it to you, but I don't know if you're going to be nice. And I can't control you.
Yeah, that's
So all I get to do is give. Whatever it is I'm supposed to give, that's what I get to do is give. I don't get to, like, share. And giving and sharing is not the same thing. Right? Because sharing, we got to both be involved.
That's crazy. I'm not like a therapist or nothing like that, but I can only imagine how that reflects in your everyday life. Like, right outside of, like, Chrisette Marceau, right, the music, right, but just you as a person. But, like,
Yeah, that's tough. That's
I can
hard.
imagine, because the moment, I guess now every mistake you make is going to be put through a microscope, right?
It would have been before.
But now I'm looking at it like you, right? So now, unintentionally, you kind of, again, I don't know. This is a perspective I would think. Now, right? You say I'm unable to share, right?
I've always said that.
Yeah, I have to give the world my gift. I can't share with the world because, right? But now,
Not even in my songs. This tour will be the first time where I share a bunch of music that's about me. I don't even write about myself.
But now I'm thinking about what are those times when you have conflicts in those relationships, right, or with friends, and you feel like it's an unfair exchange, when you feel like this is the one place I am supposed to share because I can't share my everyday life. When you might overlook someone's mistake or the humane partner, somebody, because they always going to make a mistake. Does it trigger you? What does it cut a little deeper? Because it's like, man, I know I can't share it to the world. You're the person, a friend. It could be a best friend, a platonic friend. It could be a spouse, right? When you don't feel like you can share with them, have you caught yourself kind of like
Yeah.
overreacting?
Yeah,
I,
definitely.
like as soon as you said that, I was like, damn, I gotta.
Yeah. So the guy that I really love right now, like he has so much capacity for my ideas and thoughts. Like he's strange, but he's also a businessman, and he has multiple businesses, and he's on display in the business space. So he kind of gets it. Like everybody can see him too. So that confiding in each other is a very big deal for both of us. Yeah, that's a great question.
But are you working on that though? Because it's easy to like.
Well, I have 2 therapists, and I got elders. My auntie gets a call from. She's 67. She gets a call from me every other day. I speak to my grown folks because I know that I carry a lot. I'm not, and I don't like to make believe that I don't carry a lot. Like you may not know that just saying hello, but I know that. So I give myself the gift of talking to people who care about me. Yeah, and they're usually much older than me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like even you said it like, man, I'm not able to share with the world. It's like, damn, like that has to hurt, right? Like you.
It's just strange, cause I look at other people's like feeds and I'm like, you telling these people what? Are you showing them what? And I know like I'm not doing that.
So, again, playing devil's advocate. No, I'm not. I'm just being me. Being honest, right? What if that's why so much criticism came? Because you shared, right, how you read the room wrong. Basically, like you went on the Trump thing. You wanted to share with them the spirit, right? You wanted to sing gospel, but they never saw you like that. And I'm looking at like, well, maybe that could be. I don't know. Again, I don't have no.
No, that is the reason.
But what if that was the lesson though, not the reason? What if you did share that part with the world? Wouldn't it be a little easier for us to accept that because we already know you now?
Yeah, and so that's what this is. That's what this next, like you know how you go through seasons and you say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do different this time. This time it's about intentional sharing. It's like, for me, I know I'm not gonna share on no big stage. Like I know I'm not doing that. But so I'd say, you know, I do want to share, but I'm gonna share in smaller stages, places where I can feel safe. I'm gonna go to podcasts and I'm gonna sit with minds that I think align with some parts of me, and I'm gonna share there. Like this is an intentional moment.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So now it's about how do I share? Like how do I share that feels right for me? It feels safe for me. And I'm like, I have like, I wouldn't say I have social anxiety, but like a lot of people, it's like. I go into performance mode immediately. 5, 6, 7, 8. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? But when it's like small and chill, I can like vibe. You know.
You say you wish you would have made like public mistakes with your relationships. Do you think that that's something that you think about on a day-to-day right now? Because you such in love with somebody, right? You in love with
yeah,
somebody,
because then people might know like, oh, she just crazy as me. You know, like people be like, oh, she dated someone.
So when you gonna try? When you gonna try to be public so you can get to the next step to start making mistakes?
This is the beginning. Like this podcast, I did another podcast earlier today. I got like podcasts lined up for the next couple of weeks. This is the beginning of it. This is the beginning of it. You're at the beginning of my new journey. And it started today with you telling me to have no more regrets. Like this is I say that I went through a healing journey and now I'm at the show up journey. This is the start. So we'll see where it goes. Yeah,
that's crazy. I want to ask you something. I was curious when you like being a Christian. Right, you talk about God all the time. I was wondering, like, what does being a Christian mean to you? Like,
it means holding space for people, right? Like being available to people, like hearing people when they talk, and responding in a way that's helpful, finding the help in you, right? And then it also means like knowing your limitations. It means being present. That's what Christianity means to me, because it's about like knowing who God made you to be and just being that all the time. And every single time you kind of forget, just tapping back in. You know what I mean? And then being brave enough to be available. Whatever it is that he made you to be, like, just can you be available to that? Like my hope for what I contribute is peace. Like, that's what I hope to contribute, is like, you can have peace, right? I know that happened, but let me show you how to have peace. Like, that's a goal. So everywhere I go, like, I'm cognizant of that, no matter what's going on in the room, you know? And then when I know that I can't offer that, which is something that I learned, right? When I know that I can't offer that, I just, it's not the room for me. And I'm okay with that.
That you can't offer peace?
Yeah, sometimes you can offer peace. Sometimes people are not aligned with that idea. Sometimes that doesn't resonate with people, and that's okay too. You know what I mean? If you walk in a room and niggas is shooting each other in the face, this might not be the place
No, facts. Yeah,
for me to say, let's all meditate.
yeah, facts. Like,
You know what I'm saying?
y'all do y'all thing.
I'm going to go.
Nah, I see y'all when out there. When you make it, whoever make it, we can talk. Yeah,
Right.
I'll
I see you at the hospital.
Mm.
Right? Sometimes you can go, I'll see you at jail. There's a lot of availability. People are very available to peace at jail.
What does peace got to do with Christianity? How do we talk? You say
Well,
that's what Christianity means to you, but like
So peace, the concept of peace that I originally fell in love with in that way was in the Buddhist space, right? It was about being okay with your load, being okay with what you have to carry through this life. It's this idea of suffering contently. And then when I looked at like the story of Jesus, I was like, bro, he's definitely Buddhist. Like,
what story?
just in general, but especially carrying the cross, like especially the mockery of a good person. There's this one story where, you know, he finished praying and he comes back down the mountain, and there's this group of men that are gonna bring him to his death. They're like, all right, it's time to go carry a cross. And one of his bros is like, nah, F that nigga. We slicing this nigga ear off. And he pulls out his sword and he slices off one of the enemy's ears. And Jesus lifts up his hand and puts it on his ear, heals the ear, and says, no, this is what I must do. Like, that's peace. Knowing who you are and knowing what isn't necessary. Like, what kind of noise is not necessary here? I know you wanted to defend me. I know you want to make sure I'm good. But right now, I know my story in this moment. Let me just be here. And he would just exist in very difficult moments and not try to change and shift things for him to be okay. He just knew who he was and what he was here for. I just want to know who I am and what I'm here for, and I just want to stand in that. Yeah, so Jesus was a great example of that. Yeah.
Jesus must have been Buddhist. Is crazy though. That's wow.
You got some Buddhist friends?
No, I'm just saying the fact that you said Jesus had to be Buddhist is just crazy.
Not allowed to say that.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you can say whatever the fuck you want. I say Jesus my nigga all the time.
I got my a certificate in yoga, and my yogi, he told me that he was at the Himalayas and he stood upside down in snow for hours and meditated. Like,
he stood upside down?
Upside down.
He ain't die?
Nope. He can control his body temperature, like all this kind of stuff. The point being is like his intention was to be so present with himself that nothing on the outside bothered him. It's a little crazy. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't even know if
because
Jesus
there's such thing
did
as
that.
physics too, and there was a preacher who tried to like starve himself for 40 days because he thought he was Jesus and his ass died. So, I mean,
Unbelievable.
I just said, like,
Unfreaking believable. So yeah, but the little shit that I have to get through, I'm content. I'm straight. I have peace. Yeah.
Okay. So, let me ask you this: do you think that makes, because your mindset has changed and shifted, right? Shifted. Do you think that makes the music better? What do you think that does for the music? Because a lot of times, what is good for us to hear, we don't want to hear it. Do you think, how does that affect the music?
It affects it greatly, and I feel bad for anybody who wants me to make another album that was like another album. Like Hope also said, if you want to make another, what did he say?
He said people saying they made Hove. Well, made Hove say make another Hove.
Make another Hove. Like,
I'm
just
mad
because
I
you,
know all this.
well, just because you asked me to repeat myself doesn't mean I have to. You go and repeat me. You know. So with love, my thought is like, I hope you like it. But also, there's some so now we live in a world where you can market different types of music to different types of people. So I have another wedding song coming out that, just like some other music that I've done, is not about me. And it's just going to be marketed to the people who want the next a couple of forevers or whatever. But as far as the soft life circle stuff goes, the music is quite different. It's, I guess you could call it Christian contemporary music. That's the sound, I guess. Yeah, if you had to categorize it. To me, it's singer-songwriter. music.
What genre is it gonna fall under? I'm just curious.
Christian contemporary.
It's
So
on-
it's CCM is the term, and a lot of people be like, What's CCM exactly, right?
I mean, honestly, you might have a little head start though. We're just talking about the business because
Mm-hmm.
now I don't know if I know any Christian contemporary artists, but with the name, with the good music, you fuck around could just hit to the
Yeah,
top
it's
of the
very
chart.
it's I think
That's
I
me
think
just trying to
cool.
finesse.
I'm gonna send it to you, and you can tell me what you think. But yeah, we got some like it's very cozy, very alternative rock, just very like that mix of like hip hop and alternative rock, where it's just like lo-fi vibes.
So let me ask you this: is this just? Do you? Of course, you wouldn't know, but we've seen, let's say Mace, right? We've seen Mace
No, this is not that.
like come out of his bag, then get into like the preacher bag, then
No,
come
this
right
is
back
not
in.
that.
So
No.
it's not just a
Because I
moment.
don't want to preach. I'm not trying to preach. I'm just trying to share peace with people, like Omarion, right? Or like India Ari, or like Gabrielle Bernstein, or you know what I mean? I'm not trying to change anybody's religion. I'm just trying to introduce you to an idea that you can have peace. I'm not here to scare nobody or convert anybody.
You dropped some of the stuff yet already?
No.
Well, so I'm curious. Like, you still a person. You still got ego. You still human. Like, what if like
You
people
and this
don't-
ego.
I got ego shit. I'm just okay with being a human. Like I'm completely okay
I
with
am too, but my ego lies in a different area. Like you know, my ego lies in pleasing somebody who loves me.
Okay, so you like
That's why
submissive.
I protect it so much.
You like submissive.
You somebody would say that. Like if somebody loved me, they would be like, oh yeah, she's very submissive. She would go to the ends of the earth for me.
Okay.
I don't really admit this kind of stuff in public, but yeah,
For real.
yeah,
I'm learning about you now.
yeah. I don't care about the other stuff.
So what's your take on this whole 50-50 thing people been talking about? I'm just curious. Since you're so submissive.
in love,
I
yeah,
guess in the
that's-
household, what's the conversation? 50-50? This is 50-50. I don't know.
that's a lot. That's a lot of percentage to lay on me.
Ooh, what you mean?
First of
Even
all,
in the household, I think it's the house. We talking about rent, 50-50. What you think about that?
every guy that I've loved, okay, the guys that I haven't loved and have just walked into my life, we've dated for a little while, they had a 50-50 concept. I think that most men desire to take care of somebody.
For sure.
Whether they can or not is different. But I think they have a desire to.
Man, what
so
do you
I
think
honor,
about it?
Right, so I honor the desire, right? And then I'll rock with you until you get to your desires. So you may not be able to really take care of me the way you want to yet. I'll stick around and we'll work together until you get there.
You got away with words, bro. Like,
Oh,
you,
man.
Like you good. Like you could tell you came up in the old school era where they had you probably did like media training and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Cause you got away with words.
I come from a family of speakers and preachers.
You see how she put it together? Like, I know every man
He said-
desires to.
He
to,
said
to
how
take
she
care
put it
of the
together.
house.
This is my gift. My gift is teaching.
So basically, you cool with 50-50, but
Yeah,
just
I'm
for a
saying.
second. Just for a second though. Get your shit together until you get your
Yeah,
shit together.
absolutely. Exactly like that. That was a better way of putting it. I like that. That was the hip hop version.
Yeah, that was just the.
So what was mine? Like the Buddhist version?
Nah, yeah, yours is like, you know, you got different levels. Like, people ain't right there yet. What was the movie, Anna? I guess, something like that. But, like, as soon as she, like, unlocked every part of her brain, she exploded or something. Like, you, like, close to, like there. You feel me? Like, I'm still, like, red pill, blue pill type shit. You feel me? Like, I'm just,
Oh, that's funny.
you
You
right?
know what?
I didn't get there yet.
You
feel
talking
me?
about then get your shit together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
I'm not gonna say that to no man. Get your shit together.
sometimes you got to.
Look, get your shit together.
Sometimes you got to.
Did you like the way that felt?
If you come to me as my woman, right, and in a space where I'm ready, if you come to me in a safe space, I would accept that.
In a safe space.
Yeah, if you
Who creates this safe space? Did you
We
go
do.
Did you go home and clean up the house and burn candles and say, babe, come in here. There's safety in here. Now tell me to get my shit together.
Nah, we do. Like, if I got something to say about my girl, I ask her, like, yo, how you feeling right now? You feel me? Are you okay with hearing criticism? Right? You might not be. You might have been going through so much shit. You feel me? I don't do this all the time, but these are things that I've learned from her. Just being honest. Sometimes I got to ask, like, yo, do you have the capacity right now to have a hard conversation? She might say no. Cool, we can wait. Just let me know when you can. Right? If you say yeah, then I think I did my job as creating a safe space. Now, if you lie,
That's beautiful.
right? If you lie just because you're curious, to what I got to say, that's on you. Again, I don't have nothing to do with you. You got to do that. I can only do what I can do with the right, you feel me?
That's good.
So if you say yes and you really mean that, then we can have that conversation and say, hey, babe, I think, honestly, and I might not say that to her because I don't think she would, but you could say that to me, is what I'm saying. If we got a safe space, you ask me, and we like, cool, babe, I really think I love you. And again, this present moment don't got nothing to do with nothing else. You've been a great boyfriend, a great this, a great that, a great this, but this, you got some things you can work on in this area.
Yeah.
Not
The
everything else.
guy that I like right now, I might say, hey, babe, what do you think about this? I won't come out the gate and say, get your shit together.
Hey, babe, what you think about what? Hey, babe, what you think about like
Well, I'm
getting
not
another job so you can take care
Right.
of the bills?
Oh, hey, babe, what do you think about opening up a coffee shop over there by so and so? Let's go take a look at it tomorrow. What you think? And he might say, oh, I know my man's in them, cause so, you know, cause I'm saying, yeah, I mean. And I'm like, okay, look, so tomorrow, you know what I mean? Like,
But if he
just-
don't have it, he can't get that. What you going front the money or something? Now you putting him in a position to take care of all the
Okay,
bills.
so usually if a female presents an idea to her man, she's thinking about what he has. It might be potential, right? It might be a skill set, or it might be money in the bank. She's thinking about what he has.
I think you gotta come down here for us, bro. Like you like getting, first meal out the gate. You gotta
All right,
come down
so
here.
I'm
if he
hold on.
ain't
Let me hip hop that.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to do no shit I don't think you could do.
Okay.
That's better.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Like give me like 15 minutes of that.
You
Give
gonna
me
be a preacher.
15 minutes of that. Like we gotta come down to my people. You feel me?
If I don't think you could do that shit, I'm not gonna ask you to do it.
So if you were the man, right, and y'all going 50-50, like you said, I accept the 50-50 until he can take care of everything, right? So if you see a man should take his get his shit together, right? I'm not thinking you about to come to him with a business proposal because the nigga don't even got it to pay the rent, let alone.
Oh wait, come on now. You didn't say he couldn't pay the rent. I need you to be able to pay your rent.
No, I'm saying 50-50. Now if we gotta go 50-50, then I don't
First
got
of all,
it
I
to.
probably wouldn't live with you before I'm married. Right? So
Okay.
you in order to be with me, you're gonna have to be able to take care of yourself. Because by the time we living together, there's got to be a ring on my finger.
Okay. What
Yeah.
about the notion of sometimes it might be just in this 50-50 conversation? The notion of sometimes it might be 80-20. Sometimes I might have to
80-20 is too much unless something drastic happened and you lost everything. 80-20 is way too much. I'm not carrying 80% of the relationship. That's crazy. Unless something happened drastic. But like say we already together and something happened. Like that I can understand because I've seen my father have cancer, my mother, or I've seen my mother have a stroke and my father, carry the load. But I don't think I would walk into a relationship and sit in it and I have to carry 80%. That's a lot. That's a lot.
What do you think you went wrong the most in your previous relationships up until now?
In previous ones, I just be moving around a lot. Let me say that in hip hop. I be out here in these motherfucking streets, my nigga.
So you be outside.
I be out the fuck side.
That's probably why you didn't want to share who you was with though, because you was outside.
Oh, I was outside. I fell in love with a lot of outsiders, right? But I was definitely outside.
So you want to still be in the streets for real?
Now?
No, not now. We're talking
Yeah,
past
no,
tense.
that's why I say I wish I would have shared it because it was so fun. It was like a reality TV show worthy. I had a blast. A freaking blast. R&B style. You can do whatever you want. Had a blast. Because you should. I'm never judging nobody who has a good time as long as you're safe. As long as you're safe.
I ain't mad at that. It's honestly, it's hard for me to have these conversations because I really don't care. Like people that be mad at like Lori Harvey and like I don't know, people like that. Like I just don't care. Now what I will say is I do think that you should just, I don't say should. I should think you should think about being more cognizant or
The
just
feelings of the person you're with.
not even the feelings, just of like you, right? Like how could this look unless you don't care?
Oh, I didn't have feelings. I just got feelings after the inauguration. That shit made me say, oh shit, I can be sad. Whoa. I had to go to therapy for this. I cried for the first time in years. And I remember being in the therapist's office like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna cry. think I'm gonna cry.
Mm.
And she was like, "You're crying, Chrisette." And she was like, "What do you feel?" And I was like, "I think I feel sad."
Mm.
And I'll never forget like feeling, because when you're not sharing anything with people, but you're around people all the time, you're always on the tour bus and you're always on a plane, you learn not to allow yourself to feel too much around people. Otherwise, you might say something.
Mm.
You might give yourself away. So yeah, I wasn't out here feeling.
So are you giving yourself away in a relationship now?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
I think so.
What's the biggest difference from now in your relationship than then? Besides being outside, I guess.
I was just having fun. I wasn't even thinking about it being serious. Like, that wasn't even on my mind.
Even in your marriage?
No, not in my marriage. My marriage, I had just had a talk with Kirk Franklin. I had went to the studio to hang out with him and his singers.
You talking recently?
Before I got married. Right before I got married. This has all happened within the last 5 years.
Okay.
This is just so.
You wanted to have a conversation with Kirk Franklin before you got married?
Well, I didn't know that's what the conversation was going to be about. Yeah, but he was like, you know what, you need. Oh, he was like, you need to be okay with needing to be protected. Need to be cared for. Needed to be like seen and heard and understood. And I went home and got married 7 days later. Like, it was that fast. We got married in Vegas. So the difference between, you said what's the difference between
then
and now is, one, I'm not forcing nobody to take care of me or protect me, right? I'm protecting and taking care of myself, and I believe that the part of me that's uncovered is covered by God. Like, until further notice. Period.
Hopefully we can see him on the ground one day.
God?
No,
My boo?
yeah.
Maybe. Oh, you said on the gram.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's probably unlocking a whole nother level. I told you already up here.
I think once I get through this journey of opening up and showing up for myself, then I'll be able to, like, create space for somebody else to share that space.
You ain't had to say that in a nigga way for me to understand.
Okay.
In a hip hop way for me to understand. That's real.
Yeah.
That's super real.
I gotta feel safe first. So, like, as soon as, like, after this day, I'm gonna call and be like, babe, you're not gonna believe this. I did 2 interviews today. He gonna be like, word, what you say? Right? And we'll hang out and talk about that. And we'll be proud of each other. And as I strengthen my interview muscle, right, then maybe one day he'll be hanging out with me, you know, in the interview room. But I gotta feel safe first. Yeah.
So do you think that's the biggest, you didn't really feel safe then? You just was fortunate, I guess.
I was having a blast. What part of having a blast don't you, how do I say having a blast?
No, I understand having fun. You was outside. You said it right. You said it right.
Okay. Like driving a really fast car. Like having
Bro, you was in the Aston Martin. It's okay.
a Porsche 911. But I was having a really good time.
Okay. All
I
right.
want a Bentley Azure.
Okay. I get it. I fuck with it.
Bentley Azure.
So we got the tour coming. You haven't shared the music yet.
No.
When you gonna share this?
ASAP. Yeah, so that's the next part out is sharing the music. I want to share it on the tour before anybody else hears it. I think that this particular fan base rocks with me enough to where they're just like, we're down. Like, we're here to listen. We're here to hear.
So you're gonna do the tour first?
I'm going to do the tour first and release the music on tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
you'll hear the music, I would say September is when you'll actually start to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else we got going on, man? Like,
That's it. I'm always
That's
on
it?
the road. You can go to ChrisetteMichellesWorld.com or just hang out on my Instagram because my link tree always has my dates. I'll be back here in Atlanta in July. Then again, August 5th and 6th for the actual Soft Life tour. July 22nd for an outdoor show.
yo, can you follow me back on the gram?
I haven't.
You know you did. Come on.
I thought I did. I watched a bunch of your interviews.
I thank you. Yeah, you can follow me back, man. I don't know what I'm
Okay.
saying. Where your phone at? We could do this
here.
on camera. You understand?
This is hip
I
hop.
be sad niggas up.
Why do people think people don't want to follow each other on Instagram?
I wouldn't. I don't
For
care about
real?
you niggas.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't care. So, I mean, I just make it awkward. So if you don't care too, at least you gotta do it for now. And then if you unfollow me, then you just look like
That's
a weirdo.
terrible.
Fuck it. Hey, I'm just being friend. Like, I want somebody to unfollow everybody I follow right now, but whatever. No, I appreciate the thank you. Appreciate you for coming.
Okay.
For the people who don't know, if you can say the website again.
Yes.
One of the tours, the name of the tour, how to support you, and I'm pretty sure they already know your Instagram, but you can say that too.
The softlifecircle.com is the name of is the website for the tour. It's the Soft Life Circle Inner Wellness Tour. You can follow me on Instagram at Chrisette Michelle. That's ChrisetteMichelle, 1LE. And then for like shows and stuff, just click on my link tree on my Instagram and you'll see a drop down of all of my shows.
Gang.
Yeah, we always outside.
Thanks again, for real.
For real, thank you. I appreciate it. This was healing.
Anytime. I tried to make the conversation healing. I tried.
You did a
with a
great
little
job.
bit of fun.
Absolutely.
But Chrisette Michelle, Mr. J Hill Podcast is a wrap. We out.